Hi friends, this is Ray. Thanks for joining me on my beekeeping channel. I am a certified master beekeeper and I first started keeping bees with my dad 50 years ago, and some of my earliest memories are on the extracting line. Today I'm going to walk you through how to extract honey if you're a small scale beekeeper. I'm going to start with a few tools.
Excellent, looking forward to it.
So let's see, where should we start? Let's start with knives. So these are serrated knives, so we'll use these to cut the cappings off by running them down the surface of the frame like that. So these come in a regular knife or a serrated edge, which I highly recommend the serrated edge. And then there's also a hot knife that you can use to kind of melt off the wax cappings. My preference is the serrated knife. I've been using this. I use this a lot with my dad. He used to like this a lot when I was growing up as a kid. I'm just not too much of a fan of it, but maybe I just never really mastered the art. In addition to that, there's some cappings, even like you see on this one, that are below the plane. So even when I rub my knife over this, I'm not going to hit any of these. This part here that's capped over. So I have a couple of different options. You can use this pick. Either use it like this to scrape those cappings and open up the honey cells, or I can use it like this and dig under them and run it under and peel off those cappings. They also make a roller, which is going to do the same thing, where we can roll it over the cappings and poke holes in all of them to open them up. And so these are your basic uncapping tools. Now we're not going to use this today, but a lot of people will use this on a 5-gallon bucket. It kind of fits over the bucket like that. And it's got a place for your frame.
You put a strainer in the bucket first?
Yeah, exactly. So these are strainer bags. This is my favorite right here. And these come a couple different ways. I'll show you. So this is another kind of strainer bag. And it's okay, I don't love it though. This is the one I really love. And these cost like 95 cents a piece.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you have to kind of plan financially ahead a little bit for using these. But the reason why I love and prefer these is they go right inside the 5-gallon bucket, go over the edge. They've got a little drawstring to tie them up. Put your cappings in there. Then when you're done, you just take this, draw up your drawstring here, and cinch it up. And then just hang this from a nail over the top of your 5-gallon bucket overnight. All your honey will seep out of here. I kind of squish it with my hands a little bit. We'll get to that in a little bit. And then this will be all strained honey here in the bottom. Then we'll take our cappings, put them outside in the solar wax melter. This is a strainer. We'll put this over the top of the 5-gallon bucket as the honey comes out of the extractor. It has a wider mesh and then a finer mesh. So this is going to catch wax parts, bee parts, brood, whatever that might have been in some of the frames. It's going to catch all the big stuff, and then this is really the fine filter here that's going to filter the honey into the bucket.
Will you filter it again, or is that enough?
No, this is usually enough. Some people will filter it again. Over toward one end about right here. And if you'll get a 5-gallon bucket and put a strainer bag in it, lock the wheels down. The other thing, and this is one of my favorite tricks for extracting, by the way, is I always get a bucket of hot water, because your hands continually get sticky, and I like to have a bucket of hot water handy, and then you can just keep sticking your hands in it to rinse off. Makes it a little efficient. The little tip if you pull one frame out of your honey supers, so if you have 8 frame boxes, if you only put 7 in there, then they build it fat. And when they build it fat, it's easier to slice off. So I don't know if you're right-handed or left-handed or how you like to work, but you put this up on the nail like that.
Okay.
And then you're just gonna start at the top. Would you like me to show you? You're good to go.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you're just gonna put your blade against the 2 wooden edges and just slice off the cappings.
Can't eat all the honey while you're extracting it.
Sure. You want to make sure you're slicing it and not just pulling it off of the foundation.
Gotcha.
Bring your knife off like this. Then, after you're done with one side, you take your pick and just make sure that you've got. So just make sure you've got all your cells exposed. Good deal.
Beautiful.
And so yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and warm the hot knife up for you too so that you can try that. Put that in the extractor. Like a professional.
Just try.
It's a
big extractor.
Okay. There you go. Well, that's actually
I like the hot knife.
okay. Everybody's got their own thing. Yeah, you're doing good to kind of keep it at like a slight angle in, like tilt it, like the way you're not riding it on the back, but you're just getting that front leading edge.
Gotcha.
You gotta just be patient with it, but it can cut cleaner. Yeah, extracting with my dad. I was on the tail end of the hot knife for many hours in my childhood. Kind of brings back memories. It was his tool of choice too.
All right.
All right, you ready to extract some honey?
Let's do it.
All right, so before you put the top down, what you have to do is put your hand in there and just spin it really fast. This is how you extract honey. You just keep
That's right.
spinning it.
I'm thinking if I do this for 3 or 4 days, maybe it'll all come out.
All right, go ahead and put the top down, and then I'm going to show you the control panel here. All right, so I have the dial turned all the way down. So press the on-off button in the middle. Okay, and I'll turn the dial up slowly to about maybe to, you can see how it starts to spin.
Look at that.
So you're at 100. You can actually hear the honey slinging against the sides.
It is. I hear it.
Yeah. So.
And you keep that open while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you can turn it up a little bit more. We're gonna get up to 300 RPMs. As long as it's not wobbling and walking across the floor, it's good. See, it needs something to stabilize those legs on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Really does.
So we'll take this and set it outside for the bees, let them clean it up. A lot lighter, isn't it?
A lot lighter, very light. Empty.
So this is what I do. This is the most important thing in my whole shop.
Love it.
This is about an hour later. You can see the bag has drained out and all the debris that was extracted is caught inside the bag. So when you have foam on top of your honey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just air bubbles that get into the honey during the extracting process. You can ladle it off, scrape it off if you wish. One of my favorite tricks is to just take a piece of like cling wrap and lay it on top of the foam like this. This won't get all the foam off, but it's amazing how much it does get off. Let me get nice and close here with the camera so you can see. And just kind of pat it onto the foam like that. And then you just draw it up like that. I like to have a paper towel handy. And there you go. I got 90% of it just like that. I'll ladle the rest of this off.
bees, just cleaning all this up.